Welcome to Newmachar TV. We've got the three pros here at Newmachar Golf Club. They're going to be answering some questions what we've been sent in earlier in the week. We're going to run this feature for the next couple of weeks on Facebook and Twitter, asking questions. We're going to myth bust some of the questions what we've got asked already. One of the questions, Andrew, is to you from Jim from Cruden Bay. If my kids sign up for group classes, what does that involve?
Well, one of the big things to the group classes are we structure them in such a way that we can create a nice learning environment, which is fun, engaged, and also very, very safe, so that we can give them something they enjoy, so they want to come back and improve. One of the common misconceptions is that we're going to walk along a line and spend individual time with all of them, but it's more about interaction for the whole hour, doing various games and challenges, so that then they learn, but at the same time it's very, very fun.
Trevor from South Shields. Billy, this one's for you, I believe. Being a Quintet ball specialist, what exactly is Quintet ball roll? How would it benefit Trevor?
Quintet ball roll is different to probably most tools out there in that it actually tracks the ball, so it's looking at the data that's coming from the golf ball. So there's 3 dots in the golf ball. It's going to track the ball on its journey through the first, I think, 16 inches of its journey, and it'll tell us things like whether the ball hooks or slices, which is obviously something that people don't really think about when it comes to putting. Skid, how high you launch it, all these factors will come together to produce either a really nice roll off the putter face or a poor roll. So, I mean, we can just pinpoint exactly what the problem is, and making adjustments to technique or putter with confidence.
Obviously with Quintet ball roll and Trevor maybe 16, 17 handicap, would that make a big difference to his scores by actually learning about what the ball does and your skill set then to target them issues, right?
I mean, it's the problem with putting is it's very difficult to see what the ball's actually doing. I mean, I've stood on a putting green, and I'm sure you'll agree, many times in a putting lesson where you're trying to help someone by eyeballing it, but let's be honest, when you see we've all seen the data that comes out of Quintet, you can't see that with the human eye, so you're able to pinpoint exactly what it is rather than maybe guessing through experience what the problem might be. So it's just fact based. I'm very much about getting the facts and then
building a teaching program around the facts.
As an instructor, it's just a beautiful thing to be able to work on the things that you know are going to actually affect what the ball's doing, because it's very difficult to tell what the ball's doing without it.
I think another thing would be the fact that a lot of people think that the data and the technology make it more complicated, but what it's actually doing is it simplifies the whole process. So sometimes it's just the smallest changes that make the biggest differences, but then we've got the evidence to kind of back those changes up, because some people believe that if it's too simple, then we're maybe missing something out, or we're not telling them the whole story. But this way we can do it in a simple way, but also have the data to back up the changes.
I mean, the biggest thing that I've seen, obviously, just with the sessions that we've done so far, is the amount of putters that are fitted incorrectly, and just changing the loft and lie of a putter, maybe the length of a putter, is having a huge effect.
So, I'm a golf pro, but if I'm not a golfer, it actually takes the guesswork out of it.
Absolutely. I mean, I use tech. I've obviously, probably built that reputation up over the years where I use technology in my lessons. My lessons couldn't be any simpler now, to be honest with you. I would say that most people that have a lesson with me now feel like they know what they're working on. It's simplified. 10 years ago I might have been a little bit more probably in depth and too technical, maybe, if I was going to criticise myself.
So you just zoned your skills in towards the technology, yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
And the fact that it tracks ball and putter, would you say?
Yeah, well, that's a huge point. Yeah.
So what's the important thing about the putter face then in a putting stroke for Mr. Club Golfer?
Well,
what percentage of that?
How many guys have we seen that have the face misaligned at address? It's incredible.
Well, me for one. Me personally.
How do you see that with your eyes? I mean,
no. But
how do you see a putter face?
Does putter face direction aim on a putter face? Obviously, how much does that affect you on the putt?
Well,
it can lead to actual stroke changes. So let's say your face is open 2 degrees at address, you'll start developing a number of things to compensate for that open face, whether you know it or not. It's probably going to happen because you try to hold putts, and vice versa. Maybe the reason that your face is open is because of what you do in your technique that causes it to miss left, and you've started to aim right as a result. So it's just about figuring out.
Talking about me?
Is that you? It could be. It could be.
I think it's not treated the same way as full swing. If somebody noticed a problem with their full swing or something, they would go and change it. But the mindset is that putting seems to be very, very simple or easy. But if you ask them that one of the worst parts of the game is often putting. So it's just about changing mindset. I think that there's actually technology to actually deal with it.
But don't you think also that people just think that you're either a good putter or you're a bad putter? And I find that way with green reading. You know what I mean? You're either good at green reading or you're not good at it. It's like a skill that you're born with or whatever.
Yeah.
But how many people do you know over the years that have just went into a shop and just picked a putter up off the shelf?
Crazy.
You know, and everyone's so focused on custom fitting for irons or putters. You use your putter the most. That's the one that will save you the most amount of shots in your round.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, you could talk for days about this, right? And we could, right? But you could also say that I've definitely found guys have come into the lab having bought a putter that's probably the one kind of the most expensive putter in the shop, thinking that it's got to be the best, and it's not rolling the ball nearly as good as maybe a putter that costs half as much. So it can actually, if you took 2 putters in and hit 10 putts with each putter, you could actually instantly tell which one's better than the other.
I think the key thing is actually improve the stroke, get the putter what suits you, and if you come for a Quintet ball roll lesson, you're actually not looking at selling the putter, you're actually looking at getting that player to perform at the best. So
just eliminate the putter as part of the thing. We can alter the putter very easily. We can do it in the lab instantly, and then if there is any technical issues that are causing, we can start delving into that as well.
Oh, I love all that. Anyway, moving on, because I could talk for days about this. Derek from Craveston, do you guys teach a method? I mean, I might as well stick that one to you, Ed, because these lads have spoken enough already.
Yeah. I would, well, talking on probably all of us here, probably including you, Mike, don't believe in teaching any methods. You can see on the PGA Tour, all these guys swing it differently, so we're very much focused on helping the individual, and there's many ways to skin a cat.
I mean, I hear comments coming back, obviously I've been in the trade 26 years,